Alpha, Omega, beginning and the end. You are strong and mighty. There is nothing you cannot do. You are Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Father, you know the things that are inside of us, the things that go through our hearts and minds. There are times when we feel like we are in the eye of a storm, in the heart of a desert with our feet in sinking sand, crying out to you, praying that you rescue us from situations and circumstances. Sometimes it feels like you're silent and inactive during our suffering. Our minds begin to wander and question your love, goodness, and attentiveness to us. We somehow forget about every time you've ever rescued us from trouble, suffering, and destruction. We yell, we cry, we become angry, sad, and depressed, waiting for you to answer, come through, or save us. And sometimes we even begin to doubt that you're real. Like, why would a loving and good and powerful God leave me here to suffer? We even blame you somehow as if our own choices weren't the thing that led us to destruction in the first place. But what about the stuff that's out of our control? We've seen in the book of Job the things he suffered, the horrible things he went through. I have come to understand that sometimes bad things just happen, but you desire our hearts. You want our worship. And this is how we can fight back. You are not deaf to our prayers, and you are not blind to our suffering. You can turn bad things around for our good and your glory. It's hard to see when we're going through it, but when we look back, it's easy to see you in the midst of it all. You are there with us every step of the way, taking care of us, pushing us forward, shielding and protecting us. Sometimes you allow us to go through things to strengthen us, like a sword in the fire. It must be tempered, hammered, and sharpened, that our experiences and testimony can help to lead others to Christ and encourage them. That we can stand as a testament to God's power, ability, and authority. Even when we can't see you, feel you, or hear you, you are working on our behalf. You are King of the universe. You spoke and reality exploded into existence. You took a breath on an empty vessel and humanity was born. I know how powerful you are. You can do all things. You are real and you do love us. Forgive us for doubting you, God. Forgive us for complaining about you. Remove the fear and doubt from our hearts and minds. Your word says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things unseen, and that without faith it is impossible to please Him. For he who comes to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of those who seek Him. Build up our faith. Help us to recognize how shallow our faith is so we can come to an understanding of where our relationship is with you. Give us better perspective of our circumstance and your position in it all. Help us to trust in you, Lord, with all of our heart, and not to lean on our own understanding, but to acknowledge you because you will make our paths straight. Give us faith like a mustard seed to move mountains and endure storms, because with Jesus, nothing is impossible. James 1 says, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Help us to walk by faith and not by sight, because we know that the testing of our faith produces perseverance. Blessed are those that have not seen, yet believe. Give us deeper faith. Open up our eyes and ears to see and hear you clearly. Make us sensitive to your presence and spirit. Help us to believe. In Jesus' mighty name.